Is my mic working better?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, good.
You sound more clear this time.
All right, let's say hi to the people. Hello, people.
Hello, welcome back.
What's the name of the podcast, Ayla?
Whispers After Dark, baby.
Bop bop. This week Shay has a better mic, so hopefully it sounds a lot better. And we have a treat for you today. What do we have today, Ayla?
Um,
Do you
oh
remember?
no. Oh no, no, no. It's Robert the doll, isn't it?
It's Robert the
Oh
Doll.
God.
Oh man. Okay, so I'm not even gonna send you the pictures right away. I'm gonna start my notes and then I'll send you the pictures, okay? Because I want
Okay,
you,
go for it.
I have more than one picture I know you've already seen Robert. You saw him last week. But his backstory was even more wild than I remembered, and I thoroughly did not enjoy these notes. Let's just put it that way. Alrighty, so Robert the doll. He is the doll of Robert Eugene Otto, who simply went by his middle name Eugene. So Robert the doll was named after his owner. Okay?
Starting off
Um,
strong.
Starting off real strong. Never a good idea to name your dolls after you. Please don't do that.
Like
Please.
Frankenstein, have we not learned?
He's have not even Frankenstein, just like every doll curse that I can think of has always started off with the myth that people like to portray of voodoo where they just have this voodoo doll and it's named after that person. And there's a
Hmm.
part of that person attached to the voodoo doll. There's voodoo involved in this story, by the way.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not good. Don't.
I
Don't
thought
get
we'd
your
have
hopes
a
up.
little bit of like culture up in the story, but
No,
okay.
no, it's more racism.
Oh, fucking wonderful.
Really, Robert's bringing us the best of the best. Anyway, okay, so the original owner of the doll was Robert Eugene Otto, who just went by Eugene, so that's what I'm going to be calling him for the rest of this episode. So Eugene is from a prominent family in Florida. Um, his Robert the doll's origins are a bit contested within the family. So, already a red flag. Most believe he was given to Eugene by his grandfather in 1904 as a birthday gift. He was around 8 years old. There is another version of Robert the Doll's origins that involves Robert being given to Eugene by one of the maids. They lived in a mansion. You can still see it today if you want to. Don't know why you'd want to, but you can still see it today if you want to. Please remember that this is a time where racism and Christianity were siblings. So brace yourself. A maid from the Bahamas was supposedly caught using voodoo and was fired. So already, if she's from the Bahamas, she's probably a descendant of slavery, um, which means she's more than likely black. And so she was supposedly caught using voodoo. Um, was fired, and before leaving, she was close to little Eugene, so she had allegedly gifted him Robert the doll. You can see where this is going.
Okay, okay.
Robert was allegedly cursed and essentially cursing the family um with misfortune and yeah, just misfortune. Let's just say that. She cursed the family with Robert the doll. Okay, not super great if the doll is named after you.
So,
Um,
so the lore is that Robert was cursed because the maid gave Eugene the doll, because she allegedly did voodoo, or
Yeah.
Robert the doll was genuinely cursed.
The Robert the doll is haunted.
Okay.
The reason behind the haunting is not confirmed. So
Okay, so this is just one
most
theory.
Yeah, see, this is my issue because Robert the doll, he came from a factory that was located in Germany, right? Um, so the doll was not a regular doll. It was manufactured in Germany where he was purchased by his grandfather, and it was from a company called the Steiff Company, which makes toys. They're actually known for making one of the first versions of the teddy bear.
Mm.
So this doll was allegedly a part of their like clown or jester um sales. Yeah.
That's not good news.
No, it's not. It's already not, which is why I'm just like, why did we have to bring voodoo into this? Because it's already a fucked up origin story.
Yes.
Some rich grandpa decides to go to Germany in 1904, buy his grandson a doll that looks like a jester or a clown. And they're just like, you know what? Voodoo.
Hmm.
Had to be, which is why I'm like, I took issue with this because I was like, you didn't have to demonize another group of people in order to already see that this doll was not very good. And instead of investigating where the origins of this doll had come from in Germany or the backstory of this doll in
Mm.
Germany, nobody knows if this is like if it was purchased from a store or if it was a secondhand doll. Like nobody did any investigation into this. They just ran with, oh shit, the Caribbean maid, she must have cursed
Voodoo.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And in my head, I'm just like, okay, she's from the Bahamas, she's in Florida, right? How the hell is a woman who's working on a maid salary going to go get a doll from Germany?
She's not. That doll has been passed down through different families or something for her to be able to get a hold of it.
That's what I'm saying. Like it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So I be personally believe the first one. I think the grandfather had just accidentally bought something that was cursed, and we don't know where this curse came from because, there's not enough people are focusing on the whole it came from Germany part. Where in Germany did it come from?
Hmm.
Everyone's focused on it had to be the possibly POC nurse because I couldn't find a picture of the nurse. Or it's not nurse, sorry, maid.
The maid.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay,
Yeah,
so just a little dash of racism.
just a tad.
Hmm.
And yeah, that I mean, are we surprised?
No, we are not.
Okay, so I'm gonna send pictures of Robert, and I would love if you could describe what Robert looked like to the listeners.
I'm not excited. Just putting
Mm-hmm.
that out there. I just want you
Oh,
all
I'm
to.
not either.
Robert is ugly. Okay, let's just start there. Robert's face. How does one even describe Robert's face? It's
A
it's
blank look.
blemished. It's blemished. It's like he's got a bumpy demeanor. He does have, in fact, a blank stare. Um, it looks like he wasn't fully formed.
Mm-hmm.
Like God didn't take his time on Robert.
Very
Robert,
demure, very cutesy.
very not either of those things. And then Robert is sitting on a chair in one of these photos, on a wooden chair, holding a stuffed lamb, it looks like. I don't know what it is about these stuffed animals that dolls are holding, but it really amps up the creepiness factor for me personally. He's wearing a sailor suit for whatever
Yeah.
reason,
Hmm.
and he's
I'm gonna
got
tell you.
he's got his legs crossed. He's got one
Hmm.
ankle over the other. Um, in this one particular photo. And then in the third photo you sent me, it almost looks like his ear is about to fall off, which concerning. It's very Van Gogh-esque. And that's about all I can
It
tell
kind of
you.
looks like it kind of looks like somebody had taken p like pieces, like body parts from different people and stitched them onto one
Yes,
doll.
exactly. Yes. He's a mishmash of other people.
Oh God. Yeah, he looks like there could be a child trapped inside of him, except there's not, let me tell you. Um, oh, I hate this one. Okay, so it's believed that Robert is dressed in one of Eugene's outfits. So he's dressed and named after the kid that owns him. Um, allegedly. I have to put that out there because I don't want to see him in my sleep. Eugene constantly and repeatedly whispered to Robert and claimed they had conversations, okay? It was only when a deep voice was heard responding back to Eugene that they started to take him seriously.
So at first, only Eugene could hear what Robert was saying, and then
Mm-hmm.
suddenly a deep voice is heard by other family members,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh shit, Robert's
Yeah.
real." Okay.
Mm-hmm. There were many nights as Eugene got older, a little bit older, that you could hear distressing noises coming from the bedroom. That it sounded like violent fits of anger. When they would go check on him, they'd find furniture was flipped again with the fucking flipping, and toys were destroyed, with Eugene huddled in a corner looking scared. His response was always, Robert did it. And I should note here that Robert both loved and feared, sorry, Eugene loved and feared Robert.
Because that was going to be my next question. Why
Hmm.
is Robert even still around? But
Because,
if
yeah,
Eugene loved him, then, we do things for love that we shouldn't.
yeah. But don't worry, he won't be around for much longer. Robert would start mysteriously moving from place to place, and for this reason, he was locked in the attic. At least it was the attic this time. At least it wasn't the basement.
Hmm.
Servants started quitting shortly after starting, and it happened this happened a lot where a servant would start, and then very soon after starting, they would quit, and they all cited Robert as the cause.
That is,
Now keep the,
like, they just have a high turnover rate because of this creepy doll.
remember this is the early 1900s, okay? The early 19th century. Um, was 19th, 20th century. This is early 20th century. This is at a time where people did not have employment insurance. People did not have like a guarantee they were going to get a job unless they had a recommendation from their previous employer. It's not super easy to get high paying jobs or even good jobs like that are decent. So if you're quitting your job because of a doll, take that in. Just let that sink in, okay?
It had to be bad.
Oh, facts. Here's another creepy one. So this is also alleged, um, but it does come from some sources that were close to the family. It's claimed that the aunt that instructed Robert to be put in the attic later died that same night. That's spooky. This is
Oh,
spooky.
Robert did not like that. He
Oh,
said,
he didn't like
You
it.
want to try me? I
Mm-hmm.
will show you, ma'am.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, yeah. He really said, girl.
That's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, it is crazy. And it's also not the only account of death and disease being associated with Robert. So this is just one of the first claimed accounts of this. So locking him away did nothing for him moving. He kept moving on his own, making footsteps that echo in parts of the house that were left empty. Because you can do that when you're rich. You can just have empty rooms in your fucking mansion. And so
Mhm.
he would be heard walking in these parts of the house, making footsteps. Um, yeah, so he was heard walking, making footsteps in certain parts of the house that were empty. That wasn't all though, because he also liked to giggle in the middle of the night. And this is where I put that note where if you're hearing that in a mansion, that's a problem. Because mansions are huge, which means that if you hear him giggling, he's probably in the room with you.
Yes, right by your ear.
I hated that. I hated that one particularly. That one, I can explain away ish footsteps in the night. I cannot explain giggling.
I can't explain either of them. I don't know what you're talking about. Footsteps in the no, no, thank you. Because like I know my people that I live with, and I know that they're dead asleep in the middle of the night. Okay, they're not
Yeah,
walking around, strolling around in the middle of the night.
no, I think it's okay. Well, here's the thing. I grew up in a haunted house, so I used to tell myself that the footsteps I heard was probably it was either one, my sleep paralysis demon, or two, I was on the verge of sleep and hearing things. And I could explain that away. If I'm hearing somebody laugh, I've never heard disembodied laughing before in person. Um, don't want to, just making that very known. But yeah, I don't think I would handle that very well. I don't think I'd handle that very well. I think at that point, um, burn it. Robert
Yeah,
and the house.
yes, 100%. There's no reason for either of those two things to exist anymore after you're hearing
Yeah.
giggling that you don't know who it belongs to.
Oh,
Or
thank
rather,
you.
you do know who it belongs to, and it's a damn doll. No, thank
Yeah,
you.
that's even fucking worse. I didn't even think about that. Like,
Mm-mm.
I thought, okay, disembodied giggling is already scary enough, but if you actually know who it would belong to, and they said, didn't they say that Robert had a deep voice? So it's
Yes.
it's not
It's
just
not
high
even
pitched.
high pitched.
Jesus Christ. Oh
Ew.
God.
That ain't right.
Okay. So as an we're fast forwarding to when Eugene is an adult, he still has Robert.
Stockholm
Okay?
syndrome?
Yeah, basically. He became an artist and he got married. Now, I want you to pause on this one for a little bit, right? I don't care if my partner still has childhood dolls. What I do care about is you not telling me that this thing creeped you out as a kid, but you also loved it. Because if it creeped my partner out as a kid, we're gonna have a long talk about why that is, and then we're gonna talk about why we're not keeping it in the house.
Valid. Some
I
things you
think
have to
so.
sacrifice for marriage. And
Yeah.
Robert seems like a pretty damn good thing to sacrifice. I'm just saying. Like, let him rest.
Oh man, not even if you're married, if you're roommates, like when we were roommates, it wasn't even a discussion. We just said hell no to the porcelain doll.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Easy peasy. So he became an artist, he got married, he still had Robert by his side. And Robert was propped up at a window so the neighbors could see. Robert was reported by many to disappear right in front of their faces. So he'd be sitting in the window and all of a sudden he'd just gone. And this was neighbors and school children who would report this. Many people avoided them, stopped going to the house, and once again, Robert was banished to the attic by Eugene's wife. Good for her, standing on business.
Is she still alive?
Well, not anymore because this was the early
I
20th
mean,
century.
I mean, at the time, because of what happened to the aunt, does she get to live after she banishes Robert to the attic?
Well, you'll see. You'll
Okay.
see. Uh, I didn't find anything that happened to her, but what did happen and the reason why I would leave this man, that was what I was gonna look up. I was gonna look up if he had a divorce. I did not have time to look up if he had a divorce, but I will put it in the description if I find out that he did get a divorce. Um, but yes, what happened was Robert did not like being banished to the attic, so he told Eugene to put him in a spare room that they had because, quote, he wanted a room with a view of the street, end
Pause.
quote.
Because why is an adult man having conversations with his doll? Okay. At this point, what is wrong with Eugene? I'm not even that worried about Robert anymore. I am worried about this grown ass man. Like, what do you mean you're having conversations with an inanimate object?
The man was not okay. Okay, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. This was probably around the Great Depression. And Black Tuesday, when the stock market crashed, I think it was in the 20s. So I'm assuming that he's a young man and this is happening when he's a young man. This is all my assumptions. And therefore, the stressors of life and not knowing if you're still going to be okay the next day. No, I can't even because he was wealthy.
I was about to say, do we not face stress and worry about what will happen tomorrow? Do you see us having conversations with creepy dolls?
No, I just talked to my crystals.
At least they're not possessed or haunted. At least they bring good energy and good vibes.
Oh my
Jesus.
God. I
Eugene,
tried.
I'm
Eugene,
so
I tried.
disappointed in this man. Who is this man?
I couldn't even find a picture of him.
Oh, God.
Oh my God. Maybe I'll include a picture of him in the video if I find one. But I tried to look for him and I was like, it just kept giving me Robert the doll. Oh
Yikes.
man. I
Just
hate
yikes.
this. I know. He wanted a view of the street. That's gross. Okay.
Yes,
So
Eugene is just letting Robert terrorize his whole neighborhood.
facts. And you know what? No, now that I think about it, same. I'd probably do that too. I'd probably be
Yeah.
like right underneath the window when the school children are walking by, and I'd like pull Robert down slowly by his leg while I'm hiding, and all the kids are like, "What the fuck?"
The way you're introverted, that wouldn't even surprise me. You'd be
Oh
like,
my
how
God.
do I keep everybody away from me? Just prank them with Robert.
That's a great way to get rid of door-to-door salesmen.
Literally, and Jehovah's Witnesses.
Oh, facts. No, they might be more encouraged.
Like,
Demons reside here.
like extra brownie points if I can
Yeah.
if I can change this haunted ass woman.
Okay. So my final point about his backstory is Eugene spent all his time in that room with his beloved Robert, painting and talking to the doll until he died in 1974.
You're telling me, you're telling
Yeah,
me through
yeah.
his entire adulthood,
hmm
him and Robert were besties.
They were ride or die, bitches for life.
I'm just appalled. Truly, truly appalled. That
Oh my
is
God.
gross behavior. I'm
Which is
sorry that
why I want to know if he got divorced. Let me look
he
it
had
up. Hold on.
to. It doesn't make any mention of his being survived by his loving children or,
No.
anything like that. Because who's sticking around for that?
Nobody. Nobody is sticking around for that, bro. Okay. No, I can't find anything. He married Annette Parker in Paris on May 3rd, 1930. The couple returned. And he died until in 1974. His wife died 2 years later. Wow, they were still married.
Oh, they were
After
still
their
married.
death, yeah. So she died in 76. Oh
She's better than
God.
me. There are some
Girl,
things that are deal breakers, and
yep.
Robert the Doll is one of them.
Well, Robert the doll is 10 of them. What do you fucking mean? What do you mean? You're not gonna know. The minute she saw the doll, I'd have been like, girl, get your fucking priorities straight. And I don't see any mention of children, so I don't even know if they had kids.
How could
I
they?
think
He
these,
was spending all of his time chopping it up with his doll. He
yeah,
doesn't have any extra love to give.
his doll was his muse. Oh
So
God.
creepy.
I know. I typed in Robert Eugene Otto and I just can't. Oh wait, I found a picture of him as a boy.
Does he look like Robert?
Oh, I got him. I got him. Okay. He 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 looks like he would talk to his dog.
Oh no.
I
I need
don't-
to see this.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna send them to you. Now the black and white one, I think that one might be his grandfather. Um, the no, I don't even know. I don't even know. I can't tell the difference between who is who because of the time period he lived in, but I'm assuming the second image that I sent you, that might have been his grandfather, and the third one might be him.
Oh, yeah, because of the sailor suit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, yeah, he seems more interested. Like it's him and another child and some plants, and he seems a little
Yeah.
bit more interested in the plants than, you know, the other child. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe he was just an eccentric little guy and
Ah, that's actually what he was described as. He was described as eccentric,
oh,
but an artist.
yeah.
Uh, I
I
don't know about this.
I still just don't think there's any reason to be talking to dolls when you're, you know.
But doesn't he look like the type?
I don't know what that looks like. Like I've not met somebody who is well into their adulthood and still having frequent conversations with dolls. So,
Hello, I have my emotional support fruit.
okay, well, you would have more insight into this than I would apparently.
Exactly. Listen, I use my emotional support fruit for emotional support, which means when I'm having a hard time, she listens, okay? And it's not recorded. Nobody can use this against me in the court of law, So I can tell her anything I want. Am I gonna go whispering to her when I'm married? Or like, okay, no, no. Like I'm not gonna go be like emotional support fruit. She really needs her own basket and she needs to be sitting at the front of the window. I'm not gonna,
And the most important part of this is that emotional support fruit doesn't speak back to you. Okay?
no, it don't she, and if she did, I am walking my ass straight into Chem H. I am walking my ass straight into the psych ward. Because what do you mean? What do you
Yeah.
mean?
And I know they had psych wards back in the
Oh, they
1900s.
did. Oh, they
So,
did. But he
I
listen, he's a man. He can
yeah,
get away with this. If it
and
was his
he's wealthy.
wife,
And he's wealthy. Yeah, if it
yeah,
was wife,
that's
they would have said hysteria. They would have done those weird
periods.
experiments on her.
Her menstrual cycle is causing her delusions.
Exactly.
Oh dear God. Okay, they probably just like married him off to whoever would take him because they're just like, just please take this guy and the doll. Oh, it gets worse though.
There's more.
There's more. There's more. There's more. This is labeled experiences with Robert in my notes, by the way. Yeah. So a woman who bought the house after the wife had died also like up imagine you're buying a house and in the contract it says you also have to take Robert the doll as part of the sale.
Mm-mm.
So
You missed me with that.
she became his caretaker. Yeah. So she often reported that he was not where she had left him in the house. And people also stopped coming to visit her, citing the doll again. So you've had people quitting over this doll. You've had people stop visiting because of this doll, and that happened again. So let's just, whether he's cursed or not, this doll has an effect on people. Um, she and other guests reported if they spoke negatively about Robert in front of his face, it would start to change in front of them,
Whoa.
like a look of anger. She eventually donated him to the East Martello Museum, which is in Florida, where he currently lives today. Staff, listen, she had to donate that doll because what the fuck do you mean? But I'd be so afraid to live in that house afterwards. I hope she sold it. Staff claim that even inside his enclosure, he moves around constantly, which why do they keep doing this? Why? Why do they keep putting dolls in these enclosures and the dolls just they just don't like it. Like they just keep they oh God. Anyway, I'm sorry. They say they hear footsteps after closing and his expression will also change into anger at any given moment if he's unhappy. Yeah, it gets better. It gets so much better. That was sarcasm. Visitors are told how to approach Robert respectfully, speak to him politely, ask permission for photos, etc. I got chills. I got chills reading this one and I got chills again for this one. Okay, you ready? There's a wall filled with over 1,000 apology letters from visitors who disrespected Robert, asking for forgiveness as they claim to have experienced tauntings, gotten into car accidents while leaving the museum, relationship breakups, and death/diseases on a family scale.
Robert's powerful, I'll give him that.
I feel like this is one of those scenarios where it might be like the the legend has caused such a snowball effect where you can't tell what came first, the chicken or the egg. Like, was Robert cursed and then all of these people are experiencing this? Or was he just a regular creepy looking doll and then the power of the public seeing it as a cursed doll just accidentally cursed this doll?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then it would be like some sort of mass hysteria where, like, just by seeing this doll, you start to believe everything about the curse, and then it affects you.
Isn't that what happens in politics?
What do you mean?
Politicians tell you one thing, you experience it, and they'll tell you things about the other party, and then you just start to believe it.
That caught me so off guard. So just the propaganda around Robert
Yeah.
is what made people actually die or become sick or break
Well,
up with their boyfriend.
it made me think those things could have been inevitable, but because they went to go see Robert, they put the blame on that.
Hmm.
I'm just thinking about it from a skeptic's point of view because I genuinely don't want to believe
I'm
this.
just like, why are we defending Robert? That's my thing. Well, how did we get here?
I've tried so hard because I don't want to believe. Don't. But at the same time, girl, okay, my final point is, of course, he has a film called Robert that came out in 2015, and that is the story of Robert the doll.
Ooh, watch party.
No, absolutely not. Don't you dare. You're such a bitch. Why would you do that?
I want to know,
Why
would
would you?
anyone watch that movie?
Probably. Probably. I've never heard of this, but I also didn't hear about Mandy when it came
Mm,
out. So
facts.
I want
Yeah.
to know which one of these directors are just like, would be a great film. A haunted doll. Like we haven't done one of those in a while.
Yeah. I mean, people do eat that shit up. like Annabelle, you know? There's
Or
been like
Chucky.
how many movies about her now?
I don't know. I didn't even know there were multiples. Why did we make more?
That's what I mean. People eat it up. They like it. I don't understand it, but it's a thing.
Oh, I hated that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my research on Robert the Doll.
Yeah, there's like at least three Annabelle movies.
Ew. Well, there's finna be a fourth because she's on the run, bitch.
That one will be a documentary.
A docu-series?
Yeah. I might actually watch that, to be honest.
Oh man. Put it in true crime format though.
Yeah,
I need to
that's
see Annabelle's mugshot.
that's the type of media I like. Oh man. Well, Robert, honestly, I kind of fuck with him now. I feel like he's been misrepresented. You know what I mean? Your point about how people like the things that happened to them could have been inevitable and then they just blamed it on him. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for him now.
Well, my thing is, right? Like, I believe that there may have been something in the house. Like that's what I thought. I was
Hmm.
like, okay, it sounds like this is a house thing and not necessarily a Robert thing. I think Robert, because remember, dolls are made to be, well, not all of them, but dolls originally were meant to be medium vessels for the dead. So Robert could have just been a vessel.
True. For me, the main op is Eugene.
Leave him alone, he's dead.
That's all I'm saying. Eugene is not good in my books.
Yo, he to me, he kind of when I found out he was an artist, I was like, yeah, that fits. You cannot be any other profession and be this obsessed with your doll.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Because what are you gonna do? Go into a bank all day with your coworkers and they're like, oh, I want to catch a beer after work, and you're like, nah, man, I gotta go talk to my doll.
Can you imagine? Bro, I would not trust him with my money. No,
You're a doctor or a lawyer. Come on, bro. You can't.
that's
Even
true.
though,
Yeah.
like,
You would get
even
laughed out of your job.
out of it completely. And I never saw anywhere, like I couldn't find if he had gone to like college or university. And to be fair, I wouldn't want to be his dorm room. I wouldn't want to be his dorm mate. Like I wouldn't want to be his roommate. I wouldn't want to live in the same dorm as him. If he had a creepy fucking doll that was just sitting outside the window, are you crazy, bro?
Hmm. Yeah.
And no,
Yeah, like
nobody.
I understand people collect dolls, okay? And that's fine. That's great if it brings you joy. But talking to them and it talking to you back
Mm-mm.
is where I draw the line.
You lost me at I understand people like to collect dolls, okay? Because with Robert the dolls out there in the world, you cannot sit there and be like there have been so many shows I've watched people do investigations on houses that had dolls in them. There was this, I think it was, I know Ghost Adventures is completely like, I know people like to say that they're fake, and I believe that too, to an extent. Um, I think that very rarely do they capture solid evidence. Um, in the beginning, like the earlier seasons, I used to watch them when I was in high school. Don't worry about it. But I used to watch them when I was in high school, and there was a point in time where they talked about Zach Bagans, the host, being completely terrified of dolls. And there were, I think, at least two that I remember where he went to, like, one of the first ones, he went to this woman's house, literally filled to the brim with dolls.
Mm-mm.
Every single room, wall to wall, had dolls, and these dolls were taken care of. Like, she cleaned them, brushed their hair, like, and she had kids, a husband and kids, and their house was just filled with dolls. And I was like, are you insane, bitch. And then you have the audacity to call these investigators and be like, I think my house is haunted. No shit.
No,
No.
people like that remind me of like that TLC show, like My Strange Addiction. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
that is a My Strange Addiction story. There's no
Oh,
reason to have that many dolls in your home.
girl. You another one that you're gonna find completely fucking wild. This one to this day creeps me the fuck out. Um, there is a doll island somewhere in off the coast of Mexico. There's a doll island, and again, a lot of people have investigated this place. This place, I think, is genuinely haunted. This is one of the places where I think that Ghost Adventures actually caught something because Zach nearly shit his pants. And I think he started crying after this because,
I think I've heard of this before.
yeah, because it's
Oh, yeah, it's super creepy.
yeah, it's an entire island where this one man used to live. And he had a house there, just a rundown little shack. And he had found a little girl who had drowned in the waters that were near where he lived. So he had hung up a doll on a tree for the girl. I think it was like one of them was her dolls, and then the rest were just dolls that he had collected over time. And there were like the dolls cover every inch of this, including like the walls, um just everywhere. And these dolls, like eventually he died. He himself, said the place was haunted, but eventually this guy had died, right? So now it's just sitting there. And even when he was alive, these dolls were covered in cobwebs. They were dirty. Some of them were missing eyes. And while Zach and his crew were investigating, one of the dolls started lighting up and going off, started talking.
Mm-mm.
When they turn it over, there's no batteries in
No,
it.
no, no thanks. Leave me
Now,
out of it.
and then another piece of evidence that really creeped me out is that Zach said this is where he like damn near well he damn near pissed himself when he checked the batteries and that because he told his friend he's like you need to check it but but he also damn near pissed himself because it sounded like someone had taken a doll on the top of the roof outside, and this was a tin roof, and was dragging a doll on the roof.
Mm-mm.
And they were
I will
in the
have nothing
house.
to do with this. Nope. I would not even go there for money.
Bitch. And these dolls are scary, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
because they've
maybe
been
I should
there
do.
for so long, so they're like
Yeah.
decaying and shit. Oh, no, no.
So, next episode,
Doll Island? Great. Oh, okay. We're really running with this doll series.
I'm telling you, I was looking at it. I was like, I was gonna do Annabelle, but now that I think about it, this
Oh,
island
Doll
is way
Island.
scarier.
That, yeah, no, truly, truly. Okay. All right. Doll Island next week.
I will definitely get the facts on that one, but yeah. Oh man, what an awful thought. I have to do this research.
Yeah. I just get to show up for shits and giggles, and I like it that way.
When I say I genuinely enjoy this podcast, I
It's
genuinely
fun.
enjoy it. If we get to talk about funny shit and
It's a
judge
good time.
people.
Yes, yeah. I was like, if anyone out there enjoys talking to their dolls, I'm so sorry. I don't understand you,
I'm
but
not. I'm judging you. I I am not sorry. Because what do you mean, bro? Oh, and then you all have the audacity to be like, I think my house is haunted.
hmm. Yup.
Oh
Anyways, we
man.
gotta wrap this up.
Yes, Ayla has somewhere to go, so we'll see you guys later.
Bye.